Case #002, the country that stole billions. The North Korea crypto heist. Act 1, the impossible robbery. Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that roughly $600 million had vanished overnight. Not stolen from a bank. Not stolen from a billionaire's vault. Gone from the internet itself. In March 2022, one of the largest cryptocurrency thefts in history shocked the world. Hundreds of millions of dollars disappeared from the Ronin network, the blockchain system connected to the popular online game Axie Infinity. Within hours, panic spread. Phones rang. Emergency meetings began. Investigators rushed to understand what had happened. But the biggest mystery wasn't how much money had been stolen. It was who authorities believed was responsible. Not a criminal gang. Not a cartel. Not a lone hacker. According to investigators, the evidence pointed towards something far more unusual. A country. And if those investigators were right, they had uncovered a new kind of robbery. One capable of reaching across borders, bypassing vaults, and stealing money without firing a single shot. For centuries, robbers needed guns, masks, getaway cars. Modern thieves needed only one thing: a keyboard. And somewhere in the shadows, a digital army was already at work. The question was simple: who were they? Act 2, the Ghost Army investigators started tracing the attacks. The victims were different. The countries were different. The methods appeared different. Yet something kept appearing. The same fingerprints. The same code. The same techniques. The same patterns. The deeper investigators looked, the more often one name surfaced: Lazarus. A mysterious hacking group linked by governments and cybersecurity researchers to some of the largest cyber attacks ever recorded. No headquarters. No public leader. No official website. No interviews. No press conferences. Only a trail of digital destruction stretching across years. According to researchers, Lazarus had already been connected to attacks against banks, corporations, cryptocurrency platforms, and government targets. But something about the group didn't make sense. Most cybercriminals steal for personal wealth, luxury cars, private islands. Lazarus seemed different. Its operations were larger, more disciplined, more strategic, which led investigators to an unsettling possibility. What if Lazarus wasn't operating like a criminal organization? What if it was operating like a military unit? And if that was true, who was giving the orders? Act 3, Follow the Money. This is where the story takes a dramatic turn. According to the FBI, U.S. Treasury officials, United Nations investigators, and multiple cybersecurity firms, evidence increasingly pointed toward North Korea. One of the most isolated countries on Earth. A nation facing years of international sanctions, restricted trade, limited access to foreign currency, growing economic pressure. Then investigators noticed something disturbing. Many of the group's most successful cyber attacks generated enormous amounts of money. Millions of dollars, then hundreds of millions, eventually billions. Suddenly these attacks looked different. This wasn't simply theft, at least not in the traditional sense. According to investigators, cybercrime may have evolved into something far more strategic. A source of revenue, a financial lifeline, a tool capable of generating enormous sums without crossing a border. The deeper analysts followed the money, the more one question emerged. If these attacks were generating billions of dollars, how were they actually pulling them off? Act 4, the perfect heist. The answer wasn't advanced technology. At least not at first. The answer was trust. According to cybersecurity investigators, some operations began with something surprisingly simple. A message, an email, a job offer. Hackers allegedly posed as recruiters, business partners, investors, potential employers. Victims received offers that looked completely legitimate. Dream jobs, huge salaries, exclusive opportunities. Everything appeared authentic. Then they clicked one file. One attachment, one link. That was enough. Other attacks were even more sophisticated. Months of preparation, months of surveillance, months of patience. Targets were studied. Weaknesses were identified. Systems were mapped. And then suddenly, hundreds of millions vanished. But stealing the money was only half the operation. The real challenge came afterward. Moving it, hiding it, making it disappear. The stolen funds began jumping between wallets. Wallet. Thousands of transactions, hundreds of pathways, multiple countries, multiple networks, all within minutes. Investigators compared it to chasing smoke through a hurricane. Every time they got closer, the trail seemed to split apart again. And that created another question. Could anyone stop the money before it disappeared forever? Act 5: The Global Hunt. World's most powerful investigative agencies join the hunt. Cybersecurity experts, financial investigators, intelligence agencies, international task forces, blockchain analysts. Everyone wanted answers. Everyone wanted the money back. But they faced a terrifying problem. How do you catch people you've never seen? How do you arrest suspects operating from behind one of the most heavily protected borders on Earth? Investigators tracked wallets, followed transactions, monitored exchanges, issued sanctions, published warnings. Sometimes they recovered portions of the stolen funds. But most of the money continued moving. Changing wallets, changing forms, changing identities. Every breakthrough seemed to create another mystery. And despite years of investigations, the attacks kept coming. New victims appeared. New money vanished. New warnings were issued. The hunt was becoming global. Yet the people behind the attacks remained largely invisible. Act 6: The New Weapon. And for most of human history, power was measured in armies, tanks, missiles, aircraft, warships. But cyber warfare changes everything. A laptop costs less than a missile. A skilled hacker costs less than a fighter jet. Yet the damage can be enormous. Entire companies can be disrupted. Millions can disappear. Critical systems can be compromised. The battlefield has changed. Today's conflicts are no longer limited to land, sea, air, or space. They now extend into networks, servers, data centers, and digital infrastructure. Some experts believe the future of warfare may already be unfolding behind computer screens. Not with explosions, not with invasions, but with code. And most people never see it happening. Climax: the scariest part. For centuries, humanity built walls, locks, safes, vaults, security systems. Every generation created new ways to protect what it valued. But none of those defenses were designed for an enemy that enters through a screen. Today, billions of dollars move across invisible networks every single hour. Every transaction depends on trust. Trust in technology, trust in systems, trust that someone is protecting the digital world. Yet somewhere hidden behind glowing screens, another operation may already be underway. Another target being studied. Another weakness being searched for. Another attack being planned. Not with guns. Not with bombs. Not with soldiers. But with code. And perhaps that's the most unsettling part of all. The greatest bank robbers in history may never step inside a bank. And the greatest heist in history may still be happening right now.